guys and welcome back to Brainwash. Today we have for you Brainwash Recommends but with a twist. Instead of only recommending to you movies from a certain language, we'll be recommending to you movies that follow a certain pattern or theme of sorts. And today we'll be recommending to you movies that were all shot in a single location. It's like that one episode of Friends where no one's ready, which is mostly shot in Rachel and Monica's hall. Before we start though, we are selecting the movies based off of how much of it was shot in one location. And the cutoff is 90%, which means 90% of the movie should be located in one place. So if a couple of scenes are here and there, it's totally alright. Now that we have that clear, let's get started. Number 5, Tape. Released in 2001, Tape is a camcorder drama film based on the lives of 3 high school friends who reconnect 10 years later in a motel room to talk about the unresolved drama from their high school days. There are 1,000,001 ways we have seen movies about 3 friends reconnecting. But this one stands out because of various reasons. 1. The story in itself isn't only about reunions but also about the conflicts. 2. The way the story travels through its various emotions. From casual to angry to straight up fighting to suspenseful, it plays through all of it. 3. The style of cinematography, which would be new for most of us but really works as you see the kind of shots and angles that they have used in a tiny room. And 4. The actors. Ethan Hawke and Robert Sean Leonard were the only 2 actors on screen for the first 50 minutes of this film and do a great job of peeling off the layers of their relationship until Uma Thurman, who enters only in the 3rd act. All of them were simply amazing. Richard Linklater has done an exceptional job of taking us through all of these emotions despite the film being contained in a single room. Number 4, The Man from Earth. When a college professor is preparing to move to a new town, his colleagues throw an impromptu farewell party for him. But the party turns into a heated discussion when the professor reveals that he is actually a caveman who's around 14,000 years old. Now this may sound like a story of a huge budget sci-fi movie, but almost the entirety of this movie takes place in a small cabin where all of these professors from different fields and backgrounds start interrogating the man who claims to be immortal. Composed entirely of wonderfully written dialogues, the plot of the movie advances through intellectual arguments and keeps throwing twists and turns at you. The plot and the dialogues of the movie suck you in and make you feel like you're just sitting right there with this group having this engaging conversation. It makes you wonder if the protagonist is really immortal or he's lying, and it successfully manages to keep you on the edge of your seats with that question and gives you a resolute conclusion as well. Although the acting of the movie is not up to the mark in certain scenes, it's the writing and the direction that is just mind-blowing. It's a perfect combination of drama and sci-fi and it's definitely worth a watch. Number 3, Rope. Anyone who's familiar with Alfred Hitchcock's work will know that Hitchcock was famous for a reason. He was a great director for sure, but he was a visionary and a daring one. He never shied away from experimenting in his films, and that is why he is still considered as one of the best directors of all times, and his films are still watchable, even 60 to 70 odd years later. Rope was a film that released in 1948. The story of the movie shows 2 youngsters who commit a murder and then host a dinner party with a dead body still in the house to get away with the perfect murder and show their intellectual superiority. As you guys can predict, the entirety of this movie takes place in a single room. But what's impressive about this film is that Hitchcock took long takes in this film, which were up to 10 minutes long, and then put smart transitions that went from one scene into another, making it look like the film was shot in a single shot. In all, there were around 10 long shots that completed this movie with rotating cameras and removable walls that helped in making this look natural. Doing all of this in 1948 is not a small thing. Number 2, Dial M for Murder. Another Hitchcock mystery thriller that everyone needs to watch is the classic Dial M for Murder. When a husband finds out about his wife's affair, he plans to have her murdered by a friend who has fallen on hard times. However, when things don't go as planned, he has to make plans on the go to not become the prime suspect. Most of this film takes place in a single house with 2 to 3 shots of the hall and the outside window. The film also only has 3 to 4 main characters around whom the entire story takes place. The movie does start off a little slow, but then it picks up its pace and has many intriguing, tense moments to keep you hooked. The acting is wonderful as well, and the writing is crisp with enough twists and turns to keep you on the edge of your seats and keeps you guessing. But again, it's Hitchcock's vision that proves that you don't need an extravagant budget to make an engaging mystery thriller. All you need is a good story and a wonderful director to pull it off in a single house. All in all, Dial M for Murder plays out like a theatre play and it ends up being an amazing watch. Number 1, 12 Angry Men. Considered as one of the finest movies ever made, 12 Angry Men is on number 5 on IMDb's top rated movies of all times. Released way back in 1957, 12 Angry Men is a story of 12 jurors who are to give a verdict of guilty or not guilty on an 18-year-old who's charged with the murder of his own father. The case seems fairly straightforward until one juror forces the others to examine the evidence and have a discussion about the case. The film is essentially a court drama, but it is unique in more than one ways. First of all, as the title of this video suggests, this movie takes place exclusively on one set with just 3 minutes of the movie taking place outside of the jury room. We also don't learn the name of the 12 jurors. They are identified by their numbers. Yet, it is one of the best character case studies ever, as we see 12 different men with different approaches and motives. The film forces you to evaluate with your own self-image and identify with at least one of the jurors. There are also important messages about racial discrimination and how a single person can elicit change. Director Sidney Lumet manages to constantly keep the tension on the screen as you are slowly sucked into the storyline with every passing moment. Initially, the story was produced for television and was released in 1954 with a different cast. But the success of the television production led to this adaptation. We are glad that it did, as this is a must-watch for every cinema lover out there. So guys, this was our recommendation about the best 5 movies that were all shot in a single location that you guys must watch. Do let us know in the comments below, did you like this theme? Do you want us to get into more technicalities and share more such movies? Do let us know. Also, do let us know in the comments below what are the videos you want us to make next. Follow our social media handles to get to know us better, like and share this video, and subscribe to Brainwash for more videos like these.